2 videos ago I have analyzed a game called Volvo the Game. It was a promotional game and a freeware. Time to analyze another one of these. Hi everyone, as always Patrick here. If you're already subscribed, make sure you turn on notifications, otherwise YouTube won't tell you if I posted anything. If you are new to the channel, make sure you watch until the very end and consider subscribing if you like it. Just a heads up, just like in my Volvo the Game analysis, most of the footage will be menus because I don't have a lot of footage from the game. Okay, BMW M3 Challenge. This game was made by Blimey Games and published by Tentacle Studios. What a great name for a studio, by the way, in 2007. Just like Volvo the Game, this game, BMW M3 Challenge, is a promotional game for BMWs, more specifically BMW M3, and also a freeware. With that piece of information out of the way, it's time to start when I usually start, the graphics. Here's a fun fact. When this game came out, I was reading a lot of reviews and a lot of reviewers said that the graphics are really bad. But in my opinion, the graphics are good. Not great, but they aren't bad. They are just good. I think people said the graphics are bad because they remember other games that were much better graphically. I mean, in 2007 there was Crysis, but let's be honest, no one could graphically compete with Crysis. Normally I would compare this freeware game to other freeware games, but you see, when it comes to the graphics, I got nothing. Yes, you heard that right. I simply don't have a comparison. Well, this is awkward. At least I can talk about the graphical features, and there is one thing I have to say. Most graphical options you would expect from a game in 2007 are here. Yes, even an FOV slider. However, one feature is missing, and that is anisotropic filtering. To make this even worse, there is no workaround, so because of that, the game looks way worse than it should be. I don't like saying this, but unfortunately you have to play this game without anisotropic filtering. And now we can move on to the story. There is none. You know, sometimes I think to myself, why do I even put story in those videos if there is no story? Well, there are games with story, for example The Crew, so don't worry, we will talk about story in racing games one day. Now we can talk about the thing that actually matters, the gameplay. As you can see, my footage is very laggy. I have no idea what happened, but every time I try recording the game just lags horribly. I tried fixing it in many ways possible, but nothing works, so unfortunately you have to watch my laggy gameplay, which, let's be honest, because the game is laggy, the gameplay is just not good. I am so sorry you have to go through this. Anyway, the game is a simulator, and if there's one thing you should know about simulators, in simulator games you should be able to do 3 things. The car should be able to go, the car should be able to stop, and the car should be able to turn. BMW M3 Challenge does 2 of those things. Those things are being able to go and being able to stop. You see, the BMWs in this game simply don't turn. Or should I say, they do, if you're going like, I don't know, 20 miles per hour or 20 kilometers per hour or something. Yes, I know this sounds pretty stupid of me, but let me explain. If you want to turn, you have to stop completely and then you can finally make your turn. The worst offender, however, is when you try to turn on sand. If you're not careful, your car can spin out of control and you will land on sand. When you're on sand, your turning is even worse. Getting out of those sand fields is simply luck based. You simply cannot turn. All you can do is hit walls and pray that you will be able to get back on track. If you are able to hit the grass, then you don't have to worry. You can still get back on a track that way. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh, it's not that bad. You're right. It really isn't that bad. Yes, I know it is a simulator and all, but this is just too much. But don't worry, just give me some time to practice and I will be able to avoid those mistakes. So in order to drive effectively in this game, all you have to do is to stop at every turn and maybe sometimes go slowly. But don't worry, there are moments where you actually can go fast. Basically, the driving could be better. It's not all terrible, but it could be better. I have no idea what I can possibly add to the driving, so I guess we'll just move on to my next point, the tracks. BMW M3 Challenge has only one track. Well, technically there are two tracks, but they are the same thing. What do I mean by that? Well, this track has two different variations. One where the track is long and one where the track is longer. I can already imagine people disliking the fact that there is only one track in two variations. There's not much variety, basically. I still remember how people were really criticizing this. Imagine this scenario. You have never heard of this game, and after the video you might want to play it. So you have two options. You can pick the track that is long or the track that is longer, even though they are basically the same thing. You don't like the track that is long? Well, maybe you will like the track that is longer. Still not interested? Well, then maybe this game isn't for you. I'm just going to say this. The track enthusiasts are going to be disappointed. Yet despite all of this, the tracks aren't actually that bad. I mean, it is bad, but it's not that bad. The turns are there, but where's the rest? Where are the inclines? Where are the declines? Where's everything? If you want to make a racing simulator, you also have to include those features. Without those features, the tracks become boring very quickly. Speaking of boring, you can only use one car and the only thing you can change about this is the color. That's it. Yes, I know this game is called BMW M3 Challenge and all, but you can do so much more with this. Remember, variety is always a nice thing. You can also add modified versions of those cars, or concept cars, or anything really. How about giving the player the ability to modify the BMW? Nope, we can't do that. Why? Because why even bother when you can just make a game with one track, one car, and not a lot of variety? Not to mention not being able to turn until you stop your car completely. I've said it before and I will say it again. Yes, I know it is a simulator, but it could have been done a lot better than this. There is also multiplayer mode in this game, however the official online servers, have been shut down. That's a shame. In conclusion, after watching this video, you're probably thinking that I don't really like this game. Well, I have to say that the game is okay. Just okay. BMW M3 challenge simply screams missed potential. Man, I didn't even talk about the engine sounds and the car sounds, and I have to say, the engine sounds and the car sounds are okay, but they are also repetitive. Like I've said before, the game is a freeware, so even if you download it from Google by simply typing in the search engine BMW M3 challenge, the only thing you will lose is your time. But who knows, maybe after this video you will actually like this game and you will want to try it. Who knows? I just wish there was more variety and a better execution. BMW, we don't make turns on the freeway. But that pretty much sums up everything I wanted to say in this analysis video. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.